Hello everybody, welcome back to the Forest job. Today we're going to be taking on Volgograd in the second of two legs that we're going to be playing against them in the group stages of the Europa League. Before we get into that though, just a quick reminder, friendly reminder, if you would do me the massive favour if you enjoy this video, to hit the subscribe button and like the video if you did like it, and you can always leave a comment as well. That would be much appreciated. Now, moving on to today's game, as I said, Volgograd, we're already on, I think, 7 points, which means that a win will put us on 10. And in Europa League action as well as Champions League action, 10 points is normally the point at which you can count yourself already qualified. We're not going to take it for granted, though. We are going to keep pushing for every point that we can in the Europa League. But before we get to that, I do want to go through the results that have taken place since you were last with us. And those start off with an absolute drubbing by Everton. You wouldn't think it, given the fact it's 2-0, but they absolutely smashed us from pillar to post. We had very few chances on goal. Just couldn't seem to get things going at home, and that is a theme that unfortunately you're going to see repeated as we go on to talk about other results. They got 2 early goals in the first half, in I think the 12th and the 24th minutes. The second goal, really, I was fuming. I really was. Worrell brought down the ball inside the area after a corner went a little bit awry for Everton, and rather than just clearing it, he decided he was just going to stand there and allow himself to be tackled. And Richarlison put it away for Everton's second. Wasn't very happy, and I don't know what's going on with our home form at the moment, but it is a source of concern for me. Moving on to a game against Newcastle United, where again we didn't play particularly well, but somehow managed to get a decent 2-0 victory out of the game. Hernandez and Joe Lolly coming up with goals. I think it was Joe Lolly. I can't remember, to be honest with you. It was last night. I was knackered. But we got 2 goals up, and Newcastle United never really threatened going the other way. But the problem for us was just making chances. Honestly, we are just faltering badly where it comes to final third, putting passes together and connecting with our passes and shots. You'll probably see it a lot in today's game as well. And then finally, the game against Leicester City, which we played at home, went 1-0 down thanks to a Kelechi Iheanacho goal. He broke through the back line and managed to beat the keeper after I decided to bring the keeper out, which honestly in this game, never bring the goalkeeper out with the triangle button if you don't think that you can genuinely get the ball, because the goalkeeper will not save any kind of shot that is put up against them. I've had enough of this happen now that I know for certain that if you're not going to get the ball, don't bother bringing the goalkeeper out. They have a much better chance of saving the ball if you leave them in goal. I'm not saying that they will save it, but I'm saying there's a much better chance. Fortunately for us, Arcas broke through midfield and seized upon a Hernandez through ball and managed to smash it into the bottom left-hand corner, getting us a vital point against Leicester City. That leaves us somewhere in the region, I believe, of 10th place. Indeed, 10th place on 12 points, level with Aston Villa. We're only 3 points off of the top 6, though. At this early stage of the season, I'm not too concerned, but we do need to start getting results against teams that are in and around us, and definitely the teams that are below us. As we said before, we struggle against teams that basically sit in 2 groups of 4 and defend. We don't really have the players to break down teams like that at the moment. We much prefer playing through teams that are willing to attack us as well. Of course, if we play against a team like Everton, then we're in trouble because they're willing to attack us and they have the quality to put us to the sword. But anyway, today's game is against Volgograd, as I said. Hopefully another 3 points on the board for us after this game, but after the last time we played them, I know not to take them too lightly. Hernandez not in the best of form, so I'm going to give Nyangbo a chance here. But I will keep Hernandez on the bench, and you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. So Wilson is going to start on the right hand side for us. Hlošek will start on the left. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with the performances of Lolly and Centurion on the wings. And actually in the last game we played Malejo in a rare outing for him. and he had an awful day at the office. So we're going to have to try and get the best out of our players where we can. Now, this bench does give us options going forward and defending. Yates has had a couple of dodgy performances recently, but he keeps his place on the bench thanks to the fact that he can play that defensive midfield role, as can Kabayi at a stretch. So we're pretty well stocked as far as options in midfield. Remembering as well that Wilson can play in the centre of midfield in the attacking midfield quadrant, and that means that we can bring someone on to replace him and bring him into midfield if we need to. Wilson not having the best of games in defensive in the midfield area last time either, I noticed. But there we go. Willems is not looking brilliant as far as stamina is concerned, so he is going to be replaced by Ribeiro for today's game, and Arcas, I would imagine, is going to end up being replaced at some point during the match by Kabayi. If we can get an early lead, I don't see the point in knackering Arcas out. He is still a starter for us. Right, let's get going. See whether we can get another 3 points on the board today. It's going to be the same colours as last time out. Volgograd in their blue shirts and dark blue shorts, and Nottingham Forest in their very famous at this point Garibaldi red shirts, white shorts and red socks. So it's a lovely crisp cold evening here at the Stadio Orione, which is acting as the home for Volgograd today. The teams come out onto the pitch. Somebody hits the start button and we skip the rest of the cinematics. Right, here we go then. Now remember, not the best team individually, this lot, but their teamwork was troublesome for us, as they're going to look to get an early chance here. And we managed to get away with that one. Hadji just holding his man at bay, plays it forward to Wilson, and we have a chance already. Nyangbo into Hloshek, looks to pass it out wide to Arcas, but can't get the pass away in time. And now they're on the break here at the other end, but fortunately our tackling seems to be more than enough to deal with the threat of Volgograd, as Wilson tries to get in behind Cordero here. Can't quite make it. Saplinov. Oh, he goes around his marker. Valencia. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Oh, yeah. That's not a good blind pass at all. We're going to have to be better than that. As the shot comes in, goalkeeper won't be tested by that. But already, they've had more opportunities on goal than we have. They've certainly been the better going forward, so we're going to have to be careful. Remember not to take them lightly. They're at home, so they're going to have a slight edge as far as that's concerned. As we play it down the wing, looking for Hadji. It comes off of a Volgograd player, so as if we could be able to restart proceedings here. Hadji picks it up into Busquets. Now Yuri Ribeiro, there's not going to be anyone outside him, so he's going to have to pass it back inside. There's Busquets again, into Hadji. Dinks it over the top, looking for Nyangbo, can't find him. Hadji gets it back, and Arcastle receive the pass gladly. Hadji out to Zafuik, could get one into the box here. Nyangbo underneath. Arcas to Busquets. Hloshek. Arcas takes one on the volley, and it goes harmlessly wide. And of course, this is the kind of team that we struggle against because we give them too much time. We like playing possession football here at Nottingham Forest, and while it's attractive to look at, it doesn't always work out well for us in attacking sense because of the fact that teams are able to marshal their defences a little bit easier. We don't give them time. We're not a counter-attacking side particularly, not at the moment at least. We'll give it a go. Zafuik to Hadji, inside to Wilson. There's Nyangbo. Couldn't get on it, unfortunately. One over the top. Bremer should deal with this. Oh my goodness me, what are we doing? Bremer heads it down. And we just pass it around the back, nice and easy. There's no pressure on us in our half. They're happy to sit behind. Going to try to hit Wilson with that ball, but no luck. Nikolaev, Rodwinic, Machicardi in the centre of defence. Out wide to Olsen, plays one forward. Bremer competing for it, and he gets beaten by Saplinov. The strength of Saplinov doing for him there, but Yuri Ribeiro has the pace to deal with the threat. And now we can restart with Zafwik at right back. Plays one up the line to Wilson. Inside to Hadji. Ploshek. Defender was well placed. It goes out for a corner. Wilson. Nobody underneath it. We are poor at corners. There's no two ways about it. As Ribeiro looks to stick one in from the opposite side than he's used to. Now Zafwik, who's slightly better placed to play it in from the right, but he decides to move it centrally instead to Busquets, and that's a really, really poor ball. Now Hadji. Not the pass I wanted, but it was the pass that I got nonetheless. Oh my goodness me, I don't know what's going on with me at the moment. That was absolutely terrible. Saplinov! Oh, I thought it was going in. And we're better than this. We're much better than this, but we're not showing it. I'm getting frustrated. That's the worst thing that can happen when you're playing a football game. Frustration is the enemy of good play. Oh. Arcas makes the move and then stops the moment I decide to try and pass it to him. Commit to the run. Right, here's Arcas. Back outside to Yuri Ribeiro. Nyangbo making the runs. He's found. Puts it into the middle. Ends up behind Wilson though. And that's a really boring first half of football, if I'm honest. Volgograd having the much better run of the ball. They'll be disappointed not to be ahead at this half-time interval. Let's see if we can get a better job going in the second half. Nyangbo to restart proceedings. Busquets out to Zafwik. Arcas. Ribeiro pushing up on the left-hand side as he loves to do. Arcas into Hadji. Hadji plays it through to Wilson, who takes the ball. Oh, he's lost it. I hate how easy my players are to dispossess. I feel like they should be harder to dispossess than that. But no, apparently not. And that ball, what is that ball? Don't know what Zafwik's doing there. He was going to control the ball easily and then he just stopped running. Why do none of my players want the ball? It's a simple question. Why do they not want the ball? Davidshvili out to Olsen. Won by Yuri Ribeiro. Now we can perhaps get the counter-attack going. Into Ploshek. Oh my goodness me. Here's Arcas. Hadji. Oh, come on! Why can't you just pass the bloody ball? Ribeiro Arcas plays it far too far ahead. What ball is that? We all saw who the AI selected after the ball was played. That ball was way too far ahead of him. What is going on? What the hell is going on? This isn't the Nottingham Forest side that we've seen play before. Something's going on. I don't like this data pack. It's done things to the gameplay that I can't understand. Oh my God. Well, Hadji manages to get his foot on the ball, fortunately for us. Here's Harry Wilson into Nyangbo, who's got the touch of a lead weight. Here's Wilson into the middle, and it's a goal. Adam Hlošek opening the scoring, and not before time, I must say. Good, intelligent run by Harry Wilson. Squared the ball. All Hlošek had to do was apply the finish. The ball, even then, it was a bit fortunate that the goalkeeper wasn't better quality, because he would have claimed that ball. But Hlošek applies the finish. 1-0 up. Can't complain, but we're ahead. But the manner of which we've played this game so far has been absolutely shambolic. Must improve. Again, the through ball is just far too heavy. I don't want to play it to feet all the time. Oh, goodness me, what is going on here? Hlošek, with the worst first touch I've ever seen from the player. And if we look at his stats, we know he's a good player when it comes to first touch. In a way, I'm glad that I'm winning, because it makes it very clear that my frustrations aren't born of the fact that I'm not winning. We're winning the game here, and I'm still really, really annoyed at the way that this game is playing. Hadji manages to keep it in. Plays it back to Zafuik, who's going to put one in. Nyangbo underneath it, gets his head on the ball. It's not a good header. Mix things up a little bit. Play Centurion in a attacking midfield role. See whether he can do the job. Hadji being in relatively iffy form does mean that his stats are going to be slightly nerfed. As Valencia picks it up on the left-hand side, he's coming forward with the ball. Hadji looks to make the tackle, but can't make it stick. And that's a lucky bounce for them, which fortunately we managed to negotiate nonetheless. I'm just going to put it out of play so we can make the changes. Shouldn't harm us too much on the halfway line there. And here's the free changes. So you can see Cosgrove coming on, which means we're not going to be playing into feet to the centre forward. But the intention is, if that ball goes out of play, we're going to try and get it wide and just cross it into him and see if the big man can get his head on the ball. He does like to come deep, he does like to hold the ball up, and that's something that we could benefit from. Oh dear, oh dear. I think that one is going to stay in. Yes, it is. Good tackle by Bremer. Through ball into Kabai. Oh, he's been shouldered off the ball. Not Not very happy about that, but it's not technically a foul. Bremer, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bremer? Do you see what I mean? What's going on? He should have chested that down. But the players aren't communicating together, and it's not like they haven't played together before. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I am not happy with this performance, despite the fact that, all things being equal, we should be winning this. And indeed we do. That is still an awful, awful performance. You've got no right to look happy with yourselves, boys. I'm going to give you an absolute digging out when we get back to the dressing room. What an awful game of football against a team that we should have absolutely dominated. And I know I said that I wasn't going to take them lightly, but look in the difference of class between the two sides and tell me that we should have struggled as much as we did, even at their place. Absolutely ridiculous. So we look at the end stats, and you can see that they were equal to us in almost every regard. They didn't put many crosses in, but that's because they're a much more narrow team. They had as many shots as we did. Their quality of shot wasn't as good, but absolutely awful. Our passing was terrible. 14 interceptions they got. How? How have our players got no lower than a 6? And how has Newble only got a 5? Newble is literally the only player on that team that didn't do anything wrong. Well, I don't know. I'm at a complete and utter loss, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if, when we reconvene tomorrow, we play absolutely terribly and get done over by a good couple of goals at least. That notwithstanding, let's ignore it. Let's move on to the points situation in Group D. And you can see that we're 6 points clear of AZ Alkmaar, who are the next opponents in Group D. If we're able to hold them to a draw, I'm pretty sure that that will confirm our qualification from the group. There's only 6 points left to play for here. AZ need maximum points. And they did lose, I believe, against Volgograd. I could be wrong about that. Anyway. Right, well, that's going to do us for another episode. If you enjoyed listening to me going absolutely apeshit at the inability of my team to pass the ball, then believe me, there's plenty more where that came from. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment in the comments section. Let me know what the hell is going on with this team, because we are appalling at the moment. But until next time, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.